have breaking news this hour. Matt Gaetz is stepping down from his nomination to Attorney General of the United States. Many said this was the most contentious of the nominations made by former President Trump. And he has announced categorically that he will not be seeking confirmation to the post of Attorney General. Here are his words. I had an excellent meeting with senators yesterday. I appreciate their thoughtful feedback and the incredible support of so many. While the momentum was strong, it is clear that my confirmation was unfairly becoming a distraction to the critical work of the Trump-Vance transition. There's no time to waste on a needlessly protracted Washington scuffle. Thus, I'll be withdrawing my name from consideration to serve as Attorney General. Trump's DOJ must be in place and ready on day one. I remain fully committed to seeing that Donald J. Trump is the most successful president in history. Look, Griff, this was quick. I mean, the appointment came as a surprise to many, and we will see what happens. We know the deputy is Todd Blanche. That was Trump's attorney in his case with Alvin Bragg here in New York. Many suspected that if Gaetz did not make it through, that perhaps Blanche would be elevated.
Well, we'll see where it goes. And I think really the question over what Matt Gaetz does next is really fascinating because he resigned from the current Congress. He was elected to the next one, but his resignation officially set in motion Governor DeSantis standing up a special election quickly. Gaetz's district in the Panhandle is very Republican. It was always going to be a Republican that replaces him. The question now is, will Gaetz run in his own special election to try and get reelected back to Congress? And the question about, there was clearly, Kayleigh, pressure building, sources at Capitol Hill telling me and every other reporter in Washington that this ethics report was likely coming out.
So you guys saw that. The swamp creatures have come out of hiding, and Matt Gaetz has resigned. Now, I think, me personally, I think he will go back to Congress because, as you heard there, he dropped out of the 118th, but he was elected to be in the 119th Congress. So I don't think Ron DeSantis or Mike Johnson is going to try to stop him from participating in the 119th Congress. So I don't see why he wouldn't, unless he plans on running for governor. But I've heard rumors that Byron Donalds may be wanting to run for governor of Florida, which, hey, either one of those two, I wouldn't mind that, right? I would not mind either one of them being the governor of Florida. But I think he'll go back to Congress. He was already elected, so I think he'll go back. Now, before there's a bunch of doom and gloom, okay, there's some good news that came out of this. And I think maybe Trump did this intentionally. We shall see. But I want to play this clip and let you hear what this guy has to say. Check it out.
So understanding the math and the hidden calculus behind the Matt Gaetz appointment/disappointment, you can really look at this in a couple of different ways. I'm going to paint a couple of pictures for you. Not necessarily to be all trust a plan, full copy, but to be more so in the camp of, hey, maybe there was a little bit of strategy here and maybe we didn't get 110% what we wanted, which was an AG that was completely loyal to Trump and not motivated by hidden business agendas, but more so idealistically driven by, let's say, making America great again. Let's call that an ideology. Maybe we didn't get that guy, but we got a couple of things out of this. Number one, Matt Gaetz said that he had a call with a couple of senators. Those senators said he was being a distraction. He can now name names, and don't think that he hasn't passed those names on to Trump, because a big thorn in the side of the agenda is currently the Senate. So I wonder what moves are going to be made and who's outed themselves. You know, we've already seen people like Josh Hawley fully out themselves as, I'm not going to say necessarily swamp creatures, but having conflicting interests. So who else is in that camp? Who else made a call? So we know.
Exactly. So the good thing that came out of this is that now we have a list, and I'm going to be talking about that list here shortly. I'm going to play this video really quickly of some of the senators' reaction, including Josh Hawley, who you just heard mentioned there. And then we're going to get into the list.
Well, I'm sure it was the right decision if he feels like it is and the president feels like it is. You know, the president deserves to have a cabinet who is going to implement his agenda and serve his interests. And so I saw the president's statement, and I trust his judgment.
Did you think your colleagues were already a no on him, though?
Oh, I think some of them were. Yeah.
Would you say 4 or 5? How many do you
I
think?
don't know. I don't know about the whip count. I'm sure the White House or the Mar-a-Lago had a good had a good sense of that.
I mean, there's a sense of relief about it, of course. I think he did a pretty noble thing, frankly, honorable thing by getting out himself. I thought his statement was appropriate, and I look forward to a new nominee that we can get fully behind.
Would make it to January by, any measure?
I did not.
You did?
I know enough people that were a hell no in the conference to know that the path would have been very, very difficult if possible, and I doubt it was.
As to Matt, he's withdrawn. Respect his service. As to what President Trump will do next, we will see. But I am committed to helping him where I can. I will not be a rubber stamp to his nominees, but I will also not engage in a angry mob mentality.
There's nothing to make about it because he just withdrew, and that was either a personal decision or a presidential decision, and I'm not in on that. And I see my job as confirming and asking questions, and I'll even.
Yeah, so you just saw the reactions of some senators, including Josh Hawley and Lindsey Graham, Chuck Grassley, amongst others. Now it is time to get into the list of people who were said to be against Matt Gaetz. First up, and I'm going to play a video of this lady, Susan Collins.
Now, it was reported yesterday that you were shocked by the Matt Gaetz nomination announcement. Why is that?
I was shocked, as were many of my colleagues, by the nomination of Representative Matt Gaetz because there are many serious allegations pending against him. Fortunately, that's why we have the Senate advice and consent process. It involves a background check, an investigation by the committee, and public hearings at which he can be fully questioned.
How important is it for you to have that House Ethics Committee unreleased report?
Well, let me say this. I don't know what the rules of the House Ethics Committee are. It's my understanding that they end investigations if someone resigns, as Mr. Gaetz has. However, I am confident that all of the information that is in that ethics report will come out through the process, the background check, the committee investigation, the questionnaires that he will have to fill out, and of course, all of the questioning by senators at the public hearing.
So that was Senator Susan Collins, okay? Next up, we have Lisa Murkowski. Yeah. Let's get into what she was caught saying.
I don't think it's a serious nomination for the Attorney General. We need to have a serious Attorney General, and I'm looking forward to the opportunity to consider somebody that is serious. This one was not on my bingo card.
So, yeah, you heard Lisa Murkowski saying that Matt Gaetz wasn't a serious candidate. This was another guy that was allegedly against Matt Gaetz, and I'm not shocked. Mitch McConnell.
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute. Senator. Benny.
Okay.
Somebody else have a question? Please speak up.
Yeah. Not shocked. Not shocked. The last of them is a senator by the name of John Curtis.
The nominees for President-elect Donald Trump's cabinet are coming fast and furious. From Marco Rubio for Secretary of State to Matt Gaetz for Attorney General.
That, I think, took everyone by surprise, including a lot of Republicans.
The focus now is on the Senate, which has the power to confirm these nominees. The Chief of Staff for newly elected John Curtis tells KSL, Senator-elect Curtis believes that every president is afforded a degree of deference to select his team and make nominations. He also firmly believes in and is committed to the Senate's critical role to confirm or reject nominations based on information and insight from confirmation hearings. This, as Trump has talked.
John Curtis, guys. John Curtis. So, we'll put this up on the screen. So we got Mitch McConnell out of Kentucky. Gotta go. He's up for re-election in 26. Okay, midterms. We got Lisa Murkowski, Alaska. What are we doing, Alaska? What are we doing? She has to go. Utah, John Curtis. I believe he was just elected, actually. Just re-elected. Utah, he's got to go. Has to go. Without a question. It's going to be a long time, but when he's up for re-election, he's gone. He's gone. Susan Collins, Maine. Yeah. She's got to go too. They all got to go. Without a question. Without a doubt. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. And this is the thing. Lisa Murkowski and Susan Collins are two Republicans that voted for Rachel Levine to be the Secretary of Health and Human Services. You can see their names right here on your screen. Here, yeah. Murkowski, Collins. But they didn't want to vote for Matt Gaetz. Okay. Suit yourself. Okay. Like I said, Mitch McConnell, he's up for re-election in 26. Okay. Lisa Murkowski is in 28. So the next general election, she is going to be up on the ticket, and I will be doing everything in my power to make sure that whenever any of these folks are up for re-election, they don't win. Okay. John Curtis for Utah. He just won, so it's going to be a while until he's back up. Okay. Yeah, it's going to be a while. Gonna be a long while. But some of these other folks we can get out of here. Susan Collins, 26, Mitch McConnell, 26, and Lisa in 28. We can have those three out of there. But in the meantime, in between time, so this is my plan. And I want to take you guys to Liberty Score and show you guys this list of congressmen and senators. Now, this is what I think we should be doing. Okay. And well, look at that. F. Who is that? Lisa Murkowski. Interesting. But what I will be doing, come 2026, come 2028, obviously leading up to those, is I will be making a list of everyone that is up for re-election. Like Lisa Murkowski is up for re-election in the next general election in 28. I will be making a list. Holy cow. All of these people were just elected or re-elected. 25, 25, 25, 25, 25. Yeah, all of these people were just re-elected. So they got a while. But what I will be doing is I will be going through this list, and anybody who has a D or lower, I'll be making a list of them, and I will be making videos on all of these folks. Once again, I'm not threatening anybody physically. I don't wish harm upon anybody physically. But they will no longer be in the Republican Party representing we the people. Okay, if I have anything to do about it. Okay, these people will not, of course, Mitch McConnell, he's up for re-election in the midterms. Not surprising. He has an F. He's definitely got to go. Come on, Kentucky. Come on, Kentucky. And I say a D or less because I know some of you guys are like, Rich, a D? Check out this. The D or lesses is like 13 pages long, I believe. Yeah, 13 pages long. So, but also, we can't, what I want to do is I want it to be a situation where senators and congressmen and women know, hey, if my score drops below a D, I'm gone. Like, it's guaranteed. I want to have an unblemished record when it comes to this stuff. So I don't want people who are like, maybe, where some people in the Republican Party might vote for them. You know what I mean? I want it to be definite. So when we elect these people and they go to represent us, they know they better represent us or else they're gone. Okay? I don't want anybody to slip through the cracks anymore. And I think we can do that with people who have a D or less. I think that is more than doable. Okay, obviously, once we rid the party of the D's or lesses, then maybe we can jump to the category of C's. Okay, but for now, as you guys saw, there's a long list of folks that gotta go. There's a long list of folks that gotta go. So we got our work cut out for us with the D's and the F's. Okay, make no mistake about it. We don't have a shortage of D's and F's. All right. So we shouldn't worry about that too much. I would like the party to look more like, the Thomas Masseys of the world, who has a 96. Bob Good, Chip Roy, who has 100%. Oh, what do you know? Byron Donalds, one of my favorites, 100%. Andy Biggs, 100. Dan Bishop, 100. Lauren Bobart, 100. Marjorie Taylor Greene, 100. This is where the party should be. Okay, Tim Burchett, one of my favorites, 95. Okay, I'll take that. Close enough, right? Close enough. I think somebody's on this third page. Tommy Tuberville, who's been very, very vocal recently about Trump's cabinet picks and making sure that senators know, hey, Trump should get the people that he chooses. So I like Tommy Tuberville. He's a 92. I'll take it. That's acceptable to me. Rand Paul, 93. Marsha Blackburn, 93. Jim Jordan, 94, right? Who I thought should be Speaker of the House, but, that's neither here nor there. We won't get into that too much. Yeah, so that's my line of thinking. You guys can let me know how you feel about it. Do you think that's the right way to go about it, the wrong way? If you guys got any suggestions, please let me know in the comment section. But as of right now, that is what I will be doing leading up to the midterms. I'm going to be going through this list and making videos on all of these folks and ensuring that everybody knows who they are and they can no longer hide and just be reelected continuously like the Mitch McConnells of the world, who's been reelected forever, right? Where was Mitch? Where was Mitch? I got to find him really quick. Come on. Where's Mitch? 37 times. Years in D.C. Not 37 times, but he's been in D.C. for 37 years. Excuse me. 37 years in D.C. That ends in 2026, because that's when he's up for re-election in 2026. Let's make that end in 2026. Okay. But that, like I said, that's gonna be my objective, my goal. Now, leading up to 2026, between now and when things heat up for midterms, right? I'm not gonna be talking about it too much, and here's why. And you guys can let me know once again if you agree or disagree. As we have seen with Trump hasn't come out and spoken out against these folks like he would have in the past. Anybody who has gone against Trump has let them know, hey, F you, I know who you are. Trump's not doing that this time. And I think, one, is because this is a Trump 2.0. He's being strategic. He understands that even though a Lisa Murkowski, a Susan Collins, a John Curtis, or a Mitch McConnell did tank his AG pick, he's still going to need these folks to pass through his agenda. You can't get these people out now, okay? You can't really do a whole lot now. You don't want to anger them yet, okay? You don't do that until they're up for re-election. That's when you come out. That's when you let John Cornyn know or Mitch McConnell know, hey, you're gone, and you're gone for good. That's when you let them know. When it's too late for them to do anything about it. Because if they wanted to be spiteful, they could just completely sabotage Trump's agenda, which happened in 2016. That's not what we want. That's not what we want. I'm going to trust Trump's leadership, trust his opinion, and honestly, quite frankly, I agree with it. And if I was in his position, I probably would do the same thing. Trump knows who the snakes are now, and I think that's why he picked a guy like Matt Gaetz. One, because he really liked Matt Gaetz, but also because he knew Matt Gaetz was a fringe pick. He was, he knew it was going to ruffle some feathers. He knew the snakes were going to be forced to come out. The swamp creatures were going to have to come out of hiding, and that is exactly what happened. Okay? But I'm not shocked that Trump didn't come out and speak out against them, because it just makes sense. He needs them. Okay? to pass through the agenda comfortably. But like I said, I'm not going to bash them. Not yet. Not yet. I'm going to wait. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. If you guys, like I said, if you guys have any suggestions on a way to present this even better, right? Let me know. Let me know. Okay, I'm open to anything and everything because I'm so serious about this. These people, if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to make sure that these folks are not reelected. Once again, I'm not threatening anybody physically. I don't want anybody to twist my words, but I'm going to be exposing all of these folks, 1,000%. Okay? As always, thanks for tuning in. Peace and love. I'm out.